We fight a lot. But Ross is like a brother, which means we fight like brothers and help each other like brothers. Ross has changed quite a bit in the last several months. He's lost 40 pounds. He has a girlfriend in college. Whom I have yet to meet. There are a few negative words that could describe Ross. And I have a few memories with Ross that I'll never forget. Back in 6th grade, Ross and I went to Six Flags over Georgia. First off, Ross is a deathly fear of roller coasters. So I told him that I'd help him get over his fear. The first ride we decided to go on was the All-American Scream Machine. I sat down first and Ross followed. Ross then pulled down his safety bar. After I was positive that he could not go anywhere, I got up and left him. This was my idea of helping him get over his fear. It really just made it worse. Ross will always be like a brother to me, and I want to thank him for letting me introduce him today. Good luck on your speech.
Most people get their definition of success based on how much wealth or power someone has. That is not how success works. Those three things sometimes indicate success, but they do not constitute it. Success itself is the ability to overcome challenges. No matter who you are, no one is exempted from challenges in life. Life can be like one of those middle school bullies from the movies. It throws you on the ground, rubs your face in the dirt, shows you what you can't have, and takes away what you care about most. If you don't get up quick enough, life will keep you down. It's up to you when you want the beating to stop. No one can make you stand up. You gotta do it yourself. So get up. Take a second to dust yourself off and keep fighting. Success is about seeing how hard life can hit you and you still be able to get back up. This summer, I learned this lesson firsthand. I felt like I really got knocked down for the first time. To quote one of the most classy entertainers of our generation, it came in like a wrecking ball. My grandfather meant the world to me. As a child, we would play this game where he would bring out a cup of ice and throw it in the pool. It's a very childish game. I tried to get out as much ice as I could before it melted, but I could never. It just melted too quick. He would also start spraying us with cold water from the hose, and we'd have to dodge the beams as if they were bullets. But the thing I will miss the most, especially since this will be my last season, is his commitment to come to every one of my lacrosse games. He would wait for me on the other side of the field, be the first one to greet me with a "Way to go, Tigers." To put it simply, he was a man who loved his family with all his heart and showed it constantly. He was one of the best role models I could have ever asked for. I first heard the news on the way to go hang out with Aaron and Evan. I get a call from my mom 2 minutes after I leave the house. "Ross, we need you to come home now. Your grandfather's in the ambulance." I had trouble absorbing this news. I just saw him last night. We talked about going to a South Carolina game to see a football. We talked about going to a South Carolina game with my cousins over the dinner table. When I left dinner, he was fine. Nothing seemed different. But life decided to be that bully. It took away something I cared about. I was there in the hospital for what seemed like days, when in reality it was just hours. My eyes were locked on the blue numbers showing his oxygen levels. I painfully watched the blue numbers go down, from 94 to 0. This experience, watching someone you care the most about, slip away from you in front of your own eyes, it felt like a medical soap opera. When I lost him, I felt hollow on the inside, like a part of me just got torn out. Life brought me down to one of my lowest times ever. It's not like I couldn't get back up. It's like I didn't want to, and that's the scary part. Fortunately, I took a second to look around. I saw my mom continue to do her normal routine. I saw my dad be stoic as ever. And I saw my grandmother caring and loving her whole family. I had no reason to be down, because the people who I thought would have been affected the most kept going. I made a promise to myself. I was not going to have my grandfather's passing be an excuse for not getting up. And I kept that promise. With the help of my friends, who easily kept my mind distracted, I was able to recover quickly from the fall. However, his death still affects me. As much as I want to pretend everything is back to the way it was, I simply can't. I still sometimes think I will see him at the dinner table or on the other side of the field, waiting to praise my efforts. But he will never be there physically. Instead, he'll be here always. So I want to dedicate my speech to my grandfather. Even though you're not physically here, your words and love will always be there to lift anyone up you've ever come in contact with after life decides to be a bully. I'm missing a big chunk of my life now, but luckily I have my friends to fill that hole. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and it's very late. My apologies on that. But this time of year, after holiday festivities, it is typically a time to reflect on the past year and make resolutions for the new. And at my house, it is time to sit down and write thank you notes. Now, writing does not come easily to me, but one lesson I've learned from this past year is to never miss an opportunity to thank someone. Because I missed many opportunities to thank my grandfather for being a great role model. And I will never be able to show him my gratitude again. So to the class of 2014, you guys saw me, or if you're Isabel Graff, you heard me on the phone at my worst, and you supported me all the way through it. Without you guys, it would have been a lot harder to get back up, not just for me, but for my whole family. I want to say thank you on behalf of my whole family. Thank you.